The year is 1227. The Mongol Empire is expanding at a speed the world has never seen. Cities burn, kingdoms collapse, entire civilizations disappear beneath the thunder of hooves. From Korea to the edges of Europe, one name spreads faster than fear itself: Genghis Khan. To many, it feels like the end of history. But then, something appears, far beyond the coast, something impossible. At first, fishermen think it's an island, a black shape resting on the water, too large to be a ship, too strange to be natural, and moving, slowly, silently, toward shore. Nobody understands what they're looking at, because what has arrived is a modern nuclear-powered aircraft carrier, a floating city, a machine built 800 years in the future, nearly 1,100 feet long, carrying thousands of personnel, jet aircraft, missile systems, and radar capable of seeing over the horizon, enough technology to appear supernatural. The crew has no idea how they got here. One moment they were conducting operations in the Pacific, the next, every satellite is gone. Every radio transmission disappears into silence. The stars themselves seem wrong. They quickly realize something horrifying. They are alone, not just isolated, lost in time. And almost nobody talks about the first problem they face. Fuel isn't the issue. The nuclear reactor can operate for years. Weapons aren't the issue. The carrier contains enough firepower to overwhelm entire medieval kingdoms. The real problem is replacement. Every missile fired is irreplaceable. Every damaged aircraft matters. Every mechanical failure becomes permanent. Suddenly, the most advanced warship ever built becomes something fragile, a finite resource. But that realization comes later. First comes contact. Scouts approach the coastline. Small boats, curious villages, then merchants, then local rulers. The reaction is immediate. Panic. Rumors spread like wildfire. A floating fortress, a metal mountain, a sea dragon carrying thunder and lightning. Within weeks, stories begin mutating into legends. Some claim it is a palace sent by heaven. Others believe it is a prison carrying demons. Entire religious movements begin forming around sightings of the vessel. But then, something strange happens. The Mongols hear about it. At first, they dismiss the reports. The empire receives countless absurd stories: magic rivers, immortal kings, cities made of gold. Most are nonsense. This sounds no different, until witnesses keep repeating the same details. The giant black island, the unnatural sounds, the lights, the impossible speed. Eventually, Mongol commanders decide to investigate. A reconnaissance force is dispatched. Thousands of horsemen, veterans, men who have crushed armies across continents. They expect frightened villagers. What they find instead changes everything. The carrier launches a reconnaissance aircraft, not as a show of force, simply to gather information. The jet screams overhead. For the Mongols below, the experience is indescribable. Imagine never seeing powered flight, never imagining powered flight, and suddenly witnessing a metal object crossing the sky faster than any bird. No flapping wings, no visible means of movement, only thunder. Many riders flee instantly. Others fall from their horses. Some believe the heavens themselves are attacking. And this is only the beginning, because reconnaissance creates a new problem. The carrier crew now understands exactly what era they're in. The Mongol Empire, the largest contiguous land empire in history. An empire still growing. An empire that doesn't negotiate weakness. And eventually, an empire that will want answers. The first confrontation happens months later. A Mongol force approaches the coastline in strength, not because they think they can defeat the floating fortress, but because they want to understand it, capture it, control it. The Mongols have always adapted. When they encountered fortified cities, they learned siege warfare. When enemies used new tactics, they copied them. Curiosity was one of their greatest weapons, but curiosity can be fatal. The carrier commander authorizes a warning demonstration. No casualties, just a display. A fighter jet performs a low pass, then another, then another. The sonic boom arrives. Thousands of horses panic simultaneously. The formation disintegrates. Veteran warriors who have faced death 100 times experience something entirely new. Confusion. Pure confusion. And confusion is contagious. The Mongols retreat, but not in fear, in fascination. This is where everything changes, because the greatest danger isn't military, it's political. News spreads beyond the empire. Kings hear rumors, emperors do rumors, merchants hear rumors. A
kingdom possessing divine technology. Suddenly, every ruler wants an alliance, or conquest, or both. The carrier becomes the center of a new world order, not through force, through knowledge. A single textbook contains more scientific information than entire civilizations possess. Simple concepts become revolutionary. Modern sanitation, advanced agriculture, basic engineering, mass literacy. The printing press centuries early. Population growth explodes. Infant mortality collapses. Economic productivity skyrockets. History begins drifting away from itself. Entire futures vanish. Others emerge. But then comes the darkest question. What happens when the Mongols stop observing and start planning? Because eventually, they do. The Mongols understand one thing better than almost anyone. No enemy is invincible. Every fortress has a weakness. Every army has limits. And they're right. The carrier has aircraft, but aircraft require maintenance. The carrier has weapons, but ammunition decreases. The carrier has experts, but experts age. Accidents happen. Disease happens. Death happens. Time becomes the ultimate enemy. Years pass, then decades. The original crew grows old. Children are born. A new society emerges aboard the carrier. Part military base, part kingdom, part civilization. The vessel itself becomes sacred, not because of its weapons, because it contains humanity's lost future. People begin protecting technical manuals like religious texts. Engineers become priests. Maintenance procedures become rituals. Knowledge becomes power. And power attracts contact. Meanwhile, the Mongols continue expanding. Generations grow up hearing stories about the floating city. Some view it as divine. Others see it as an obstacle. Others see it as a prize. Eventually, war becomes inevitable. Not because anyone wants it. Because civilizations compete. They always have. The first major battle is unlike anything in human history. Mongol fleets assemble from thousands of ships. Carrier aircraft striking targets of miles away. Missiles against wooden vessels. Radar against scouts. Future against past. Yet something unexpected happens. The technological gap isn't the whole story. Numbers matter. Adaptation matters. Persistence matters. The Mongols learn. Again and again. They spread out. Hide assets. Use deception. Gather intelligence. Exploit mistakes. The same methods that built their empire. The carrier wins battles. The Mongols win time. And time slowly erodes every advantage. Because technology without industry is a countdown. A missile factory cannot be rebuilt in the 13th century. A destroyed jet may never fly again. Each victory costs something irreplaceable. The floating city starts running out of future. And almost nobody sees the real tragedy. It's not the warfare. It's the isolation. The crew remembers a world that no longer exists. Families, countries, languages, entire nations erased by history. They become ghosts haunting the past, living archives of a future nobody else will ever know. Some desperately try preserving it. Others begin embracing their new reality. The divide grows. What exactly are they now? Sailors? Soldiers? Kings? Gods? Or simply survivors? And that question becomes larger than the Mongols themselves, because eventually, every weapon fails, every empire falls, every technological advantage disappears. What remains is human nature. Fear, curiosity, ambition, hope. The same forces that built the Mongol Empire, the same forces that built the aircraft.